Hi, welcome to the Coffee Chat Show here on Buzzing Pattaya, the show where we talk about things that are happening right here, right now, as well as general news, tips, information and advice. And I'm absolutely delighted to welcome out, how long has it been now? Got to be what, a year and a half?
Since we first did the interview, I think it is.
Well, I'm here at Danny's Sportsbar. Join me, Danny. How you doing, mate?
Good to see you, Trev.
It's great to see you because we're above you in the league now.
Yeah, for the first time, what is it, 6 years or something like that?
You want to play that game? 22 years we finished above you.
Yeah, but that's ancient history. That's the black and white videos.
Anyway, I'm here at Danny's Sportsbar. Guys, if you are into your sport, get yourself in Treetown. Come up here, just go past the Buzzing Bar. He's just on the corner here. Lovely big bar, and he's a top guy. And, well, if you don't know about Danny and his baseball, well, then they must have been asleep, mustn't they?
They must have been. They haven't listened to any of your
he is the #1 world's journalist on baseball, and we spoke about that in the previous videos, didn't we?
We did.
Well, and, honestly, check him out.
And you're a little bit kind, but I did do a lot of baseball.
No, he's being so modest. Check out my videos, guys, of the previous. In fact, what I'll do is I'll put the links to the 2 interviews. Check out his baseball career. What a career, mate.
We had a good time.
You did indeed. So, talking about good times, how's things?
Good times.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is. We had our first Songkran here in Treetown. Treetown didn't exist the last time Songkran was around. It was fun. People had a great time. Slightly different clientele from what we'd had other weeks, but good. We had a very good week. And then there were a lot of people who either came for the last day of Songkran and stayed, or intentionally came on the 20th because they wanted to avoid it. And that's okay too. We just came off, we're talking here, we just came off a weekend where we had big crowds of people.
Brilliant.
And moving onward and upward, everything's good. We haven't made a lot of changes in the bar. Bigger TV, central TV, I think, than the last time you were here. But most of the things are similar, but that's because what we're doing seems to be working, and you don't want to mess with it if it's working.
When I came here, literally, you were just all like polishing off the final parts, weren't you?
Right. Well, the first interview we did, everything was still, bar couldn't open yet. We were in closure time. And the second time we were open, but it was still early doors. It was we were getting going, kind of feeling our way. And now we've been in this bar. Well, we've been here for 2 years, but we've been open for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And in this very bar, and 4 years overall from our first bar. And we have the fun part, and I think you will see this as you go through more cycles with people. When people leave and then they come back to town, and the first thing they want to do is come see you. And it makes you feel really good.
It's nice.
It makes you feel like you did something right.
Yeah.
We had a group in last night. Actually, a couple of them are Arsenal supporters, although most of them were Liverpool, I have to admit.
Oh, that
from London. And they had come here in October to celebrate one of the guys' birthdays. They're big golfers. They come here to play golf. And they'd come into our bar and really enjoyed it. And they said, we have to book another trip. And they were here last night, whole group of them, and they were off playing golf today. But they were in here enjoying the football, enjoying the times. And
so how have things gone in terms of, like, because obviously last time we spoke, it was all like the future, and you were thinking about how it's going to develop, what you're going to do, and how the bar's going to settle down. I mean, how has it been? Has it gone to plan? Is it ahead of plan? Or?
No, I mean, we don't have any big plans for this bar beyond what we're doing. Just keep doing it. There's always possibilities. We talk about, but not probably won't, at least in the near term, opening longer hours where we could show some of the American sports in the morning. We do that sometimes for specific big events, but we don't do it on a regular basis. We get asked about it a lot. We're in the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs right now. People ask, is there any way we can watch? Sorry, there are other places in town that are open for breakfast. We don't have a kitchen, we don't do food, so we don't normally open for that. Somebody asked me about the NFL draft last week. But in terms of things we show, we always talk about whether we need more TVs, because we had at one point last night, we had 8 different live events on at the same time. It was such a busy night. There's so many things. And I actually had to, nobody who came in got turned down, but somebody had asked me for a game online. I said, look, right now I don't have another television. I don't have anywhere else to put it. And it was a fairly good, interesting game, but we had people watching everything that was on.
I get a lot of guys come to me, and obviously, like, because we're neighbours, And a lot of guys always say, the one thing they like about when they come in here is if you can, you will.
Oh yeah, we always try. We've had guys last week. Guy and his father from Toronto wanted to watch the Maple Leafs, a replay of the game, and I said, give me a little bit of time to see if I can get it. I was able to get it. They came in and watched it.
Brilliant.
And had a great time. We have people ask about all kinds of things, and you're right. If we can get it, we do. We had a couple guys come in from the UK. There was a big money pool game at their pub in England that was on YouTube.
No.
They said, "Do you have a free TV?" I said, "Yeah, at that time I do." Put it on there for them.
Oh, how cool is that?
So
I'm watching you, mate. I'm 6,700 miles
yeah,
away.
yeah. It's nice. It's nice to be able to do things for people, and the feeling when they get to watch their game.
Yeah.
We had a group the other night from the UAE.
Oh, wow.
And the UAE President's Cup final was on.
Yeah.
And their team won on penalties 14-13. And we were able to show it live. Yeah.
I bet you're sitting there thinking, hurry up, lads, come on, got to show close soon. I mean, the nice thing about what we've done here, and what I really, really like about it is, obviously, for those of you that weren't aware, you used to have your bar, was in one of the hot spots that we're talking about right now, is Soi Made in Thailand.
Correct.
And you had a great setup there.
Yeah, it was a small bar, but it was great to start with. It was really a nice. It was much different from this.
Yeah.
Much more intimate. Not as. Let me see how to put it. In some ways, not as comfortable, but more intimate and comfortable in its own way. And we had a lot of fun. It was a great bar to start with. When we started, we'd never done this before, and it was smaller, lower risk, easier to operate. This one's obviously, there's a lot more staff, there's a lot more space,
well, your
there's
bar
a lot more going on.
Your actual
right,
bar is
exactly.
bigger than what your whole bar was.
Exactly. But I always look forward with fondness on those days.
Yeah.
That was where we started, and it was fun.
It's weird though, isn't it? Because obviously you got out at what we was considering then the right time.
Right.
Because then literally, I mean, it wasn't that long after you left that the bulldozers went in,
Yes.
flat packed it, and it was going to be a hotel.
Yeah, that was the rumor, and it never happened.
No.
And now,
And the irony of it is now they're rebuilding all the bars.
they are.
Are you
And-
tempted?
Oh, we may be in there.
Oh, yeah, really? Oh, he's going to go back to some nostalgia.
We may be in there. We'll see. Nothing is. We don't have everything set in terms of what we want to do.
Okay.
There will be something there, but
Yeah.
it's a matter of how it sets up. We're not
that'd
sure
be cool,
yet.
wouldn't it? Go back to your
It's
roots.
going to open in October.
Is it October? Okay.
That's the plan. They're moving fast on it, so I think there's a good chance of it.
I literally just walked over there.
Yeah.
I can't go in there, but I can see the
Right.
rooftops starting.
Yes,
To be,
and I think it's going to be for the people who love Made in Thailand. It's going to be Made in Thailand again,
Brilliant.
but just updated
Yeah.
with nicer construction. So I think people are really going to like it.
Yeah, I think it's good because it helps Treetown.
Yes.
Obviously, to get through from Soi Made in Thailand, if you're in Soi Macau, you've got to walk through here to get there, providing they allow the
Right,
access. I don't know if
they are
will.
going to.
They
Yes.
are. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, you'll be able to walk through, which means it'll be a great. It'll just double
Oh, it'll be great.
the entertainment options for
Yeah.
people coming to this area.
And it'll be vice versa as well. Those that are in Made in Thailand or second row
Correct.
that want to pass through can come through and then they're going to walk past here as well, which is brilliant.
And we get a lot of customers who stay in View to Lay 6,
Right.
across the street there. It's much easier for them than walking through.
The thing is like speculation follows you because you were in Made in Thailand, and
Right.
the speculation was it was going to be knocked down
Yeah.
and become a hotel. So then you decide, okay, well then I'll nip across the road here, and you're now in Treetown. And of course, we're under huge speculation again
Yeah.
to say that this is all going to be knocked down and it's going to be a condominium. Yet they put up all the nice new arches and all sides. I mean, what do you think on that?
Well, look, anything can happen. As somebody asked me about it during last week or week before on Soi 6, so what are you going to do when they knock it down? I said, well, Soi 6 was going to be destroyed in 2007,
Absolutely.
so I'm actually surprised that I'm able to sit
Absolutely,
here.
yeah.
Things happen in this town, and until something actually does happen,
Yeah, couldn't
it's
agree
not
more.
worth spending a lot of time worrying about. We're here right now. If we're not here in a year from now because they've moved on, we'll either be somewhere else or we'll move on. I don't spend a lot of time worrying about it because there's nothing I can do about it right now, and we're having a good time. I'd love to be here for a long time,
Yeah.
but if there is always a demand for land in central Pattaya.
Yeah.
There's only a few blocks of land that are all owned by one person, that if you want to build something, you can deal with one person.
Right.
One of the things about Soi 6 or LK Metro, you have buildings owned by different people.
Yeah.
If you wanted to knock that down and put something else, you have to negotiate with a lot of different landlords. There's one landlord here for a large area.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of large areas available in central Pattaya. So the speculation is natural. If something were to happen, it could. We enjoy what we enjoy. Hey, who's to say that in a year from now we don't want to do this? You know, why worry about what's going to happen? We don't know where we want to be.
You're not going to retire. You're a workaholic.
You never know where. You never know what we might want to do.
You miss the sport too much. Besides that, you'll be busy waiting and hoping, praying that Tottenham do better.
I don't worry too much about that. You know what?
I've got to get my digs in, boys.
There's only some teams that absolutely feel like they absolutely have to win the league, or their team is just useless. And they haven't won the league in how many years is it now?
Oh, how many times have you won it?
But we're not. But we're not too. We're not bothered about it. You
Anyway,
are.
enough about football. Enough about football. So I guess the question has to be. I mean, obviously, you know, you've been here a long time, Danny, and you've got a great knowledge of the city and a great understanding, especially in the entertainment zone. One of the questions I often get asked is Pattaya done and dusted? Is the future doomed? You know, they're gonna. I mean, they've spoke about Walking Street.
Yeah.
They're gonna take all the signs, minimise these signs that were just like the epicenter of the whole of Walking Street. That's why you went there, for all the neon and the girls and the atmosphere. And apparently they're gonna knock all that and shut it on. What do you think of all this?
Look, people need to talk. They need to. It's, in somewhat, part of it is Pattaya in reality is a small town, and everyone likes to gossip.
Yeah.
And this is what I heard. Did you hear this? Oh, yeah. And a lot of it turns out not to be true.
Yeah.
I hear things about me that have been gossiped about. Like, I have no idea where that came from.
You
It
know
wasn't
about
true.
me as well.
You know, but there is always, on the other side of it, there's always change. My first trip here was in 2000. Pattaya now doesn't look a lot like it did in 2000. There's a lot of differences. And even from when we opened our bar in 2019, as you said, Made in Thailand was there. This, where we're sitting here in Treetown, was basically a parking lot.
Yeah, this wasn't here.
And it was just kind of grown over nothing. And you had Soi Boomerang didn't exist
Yeah,
then.
that's correct.
Well, 555 I think had been there, but nothing really else. And so you see changes all the time, and there's going to be more changes. Pattaya in 5 years is not going to look the same as it looks now. Exactly what those changes are going to be, I could guess, but I'm not smart enough to know for sure. I don't think anybody is, because there's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of things involved. I think what we can say is people enjoy coming here just as much as they ever did. We see the smiles on people's faces when they get here, and the sadness we hear from them when they have to leave town, and knowing that they're going to book another trip.
Yeah.
It's not dead by any means. I don't think it will be for a long, long time.
I think that's a really valid point as well, because like I get people say to me, "Oh, it's done, it's dusted," and I went there and it was empty, and I'm like, "Sorry, what do you mean it was empty? Like, how can you not have a good time? You come out here, you're guaranteed to have a good time, and yet people still seem to find things to maybe disrespect the city about. Say, oh no, it's not like it used to be. Well, no, nowhere is. Really.
You know what somebody said to me though? I said, always think people say it's not like it used to be. And I was like, he said, I'm not like I used to be.
Yeah.
He said, when I first when I first came here, I was 35. I was fit, and he'd been in the Middle East. He said I hadn't seen a naked lady in a year. When I came here, it was. He says now I live here. I'm older, not nearly as fit, and I can see naked ladies every day.
Yeah.
So does some of it? Does my opinion of it change? Yes. Does how I look to the girls change? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, some things have changed. I can talk forever about how some things have changed, but some things have gotten better.
But it's true though, because when I first came here, I was young and ugly, and now I'm just old and ugly.
Exactly.
same, but different, as they say out here.
I feel the same way about me.
So, I mean, obviously, right now, I suppose it's a difficult question to ask you, but do you have any sort of like forward forward plans, and do you have a contingency plan to think that if this was to happen, I'll be looking at this, or you just think, do you know what, to hell with it, let's just do what we're good at day in, day out, and just keep focused?
Mostly the second.
Okay.
You always think about the other a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's really not a lot that I would want to do. I don't want to go rent somewhere else I don't want to move
Yeah.
where we are right now. I love it. We have a lease through the end of the year, as everybody in Treetown does.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot can go on during that time, and I'm a big believer in not making decisions before you have to make them, because you're going to have more information. The other thing is, people come to me all the time about wanting to get bars. Oh, they told me this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I don't know. And I said, if you're not ready to do it right now, don't do it.
Yeah.
I said, there will always be places available. If we want to move, or if we're forced out of here and we want to find somewhere else, there will be places.
One of the questions I'd like to ask you, and it's kind of a negative question, so
Sure.
I apologise for the channel because I don't like being negative, but one of the things that I'm seeing, and I hope I'm really, really wrong, and I know you know a lot of bar owners like myself, where do you see the bar scene in a couple of months' time? The reason I ask that question
That's
is
a good
because
question.
everyone seems to be clinging on to the last, what we consider a high season, and obviously Songkran that's just passed was like the last opportunity to really make your money, to see you through till the next high season. But a lot of them haven't. Do you think that a lot of those bars will survive the next 2 or 3 months? Or
there will be some that won't. And that's a natural process anyway, but in some ways more so now. And the reason I say more so now, not because there's less business, but because a lot of new bars opened.
Yeah.
There was so much turnover.
Yeah.
There's turnover all the time, but there was even more turnover because of COVID.
Yeah.
Things closed for so long, then people opened up. And a lot of the people who opened up, they may either, a lot of them are going to be fine. A lot of really good new bars opened up, but there's other people who probably are going to be struggling.
Yeah.
They maybe didn't have as good a business model as they should have.
Yeah.
They maybe weren't as well financed as they should have been, or maybe they were in a worse location than they realized. There's going to be places that will be closed. There's going to be places that are going to stay open. And I'm optimistic, but being optimistic doesn't mean I'm optimistic for every single bar.
Yeah.
Because there is a natural turnover, and there's been a lot of money and a lot of new bars open. Naturally, not all of them are going to survive financially, and then it just depends. Do the owners of it, are they well capitalized enough, and are they committed enough to it to want to stay and get through? One of the things we don't know is what low season, we talk high season, low season, we don't really know exactly what that will look like.
Yeah.
In some ways, I think the seasons have changed a little bit here.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Because of, some ways because of airfares, some ways because of other things. Some people have moved their trips around during the year. People are going at different times. I see it when people come into the bar.
There seems to be more people here than there are normally.
There's a lot of people here right now. And that doesn't mean for sure there'll be a lot of people here in June, July, August, but there might be. And there's certainly still a lot of demand in terms of people wanting to come here. I hear it from people all the time. I hear it from people who are leaving, but I also hear it from people who contact me online. They want to be here. And some cases, when they can get here, might be what we would consider a low season.
Yeah.
So I'm not so sure it's going to be just a dreadful months. We're fortunate. We have a lot of local customers too.
Yeah.
Our takings don't change drastically month to month. Obviously, there is a high season. We do get more people then, but it's not. We don't fall off the cliff, and we don't go to the mountaintop either. We're doing okay in the middle.
Good, that's good. One last question for you. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Always.
And it's, I'm amazed. We were almost going to get one of those little penises to ride past it. He was trying to start his motorbike. He was going really loud exhaust.
He tried.
And he had to get his mate to push him down the road. So I was quite happy he was doing. One last question for you. Now, I know this doesn't generally apply to you as like a pivotal aspect of your business, but a lot of the questions I get is, Trev, what's happening with the girls here? You know, they're not coming back. Why are they not coming back? Are they going to work in the Go-Go's? Why are they working in the Go-Go's? I mean, when you look around, when you talk to other bar owners about this situation, what's your thoughts on this?
Well, I have a few thoughts on it. One is the Go-Go's situation, and I'm not really a Go-Go person. I don't spend a lot of time there. But I do know a lot of Go-Go's all opened at the same time, and there's more opening now. Demand for numbers of girls is so high that sometimes it's going to be hard to satisfy that demand.
Yeah.
Even though there's a lot of girls coming in, it may not be enough.
Yeah.
And it has had an effect on the town. Salaries have gone up.
God, yeah.
And guys complain about bar fines, but in a lot of cases, those bar fines are connected to the salaries the girls are getting. And if they want the girls there, and the only way to get the girls there is to then, for the go-go's to pay more. In terms of number of girls coming to town, I think there's still a lot. I see a lot of girls coming into town. We've had almost every day, my wife has girls contacting her wanting to work.
Yeah.
And we've added to our staff. We've lost some, but we keep adding too.
Yeah.
And added some really nice looking girls actually over the last couple of weeks.
Where'd you find them?
Yeah, I know. How about that?
That's changed.
But because they want to come work here, and so I think there's a natural flow of that too. I do think there's an issue with the go-go's, just because there's so many of them now.
Yeah,
and so many. One of the issues I hear, because there's 2 or 3 go-go's that have been extremely popular, extremely successful.
Yeah.
A lot of other people who own go-go's or run go-go's say, why can't we be like them?
Yeah.
And there's that push to be like that, and then maybe to up your salary structure. And that puts a lot of pressure on, because your overhead's going up, whether you're able to make the money to justify the salaries. That's a big question. And can you get the business?
Well, who'd have ever thought Kilkenny's would be in a go-go now?
Yeah, I mean,
I'd never
No,
seen that. That's an
but-
iconic place.
but it's in LK Metro.
Yeah.
There's not that much space in LK Metro.
Yeah.
It's a good location. Somebody wanted to build a go-go. That's a great location to build it. Whether it will work or not, I don't really have any idea.
Time will tell, mate.
Time will tell.
There we
Exactly.
go. All right, guys. Well, listen, Dan, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thank
Always.
you so much indeed. Thank
Sounds
you so
good.
much. Guys, all jokes aside, like, come and see Danny. I mean, just disrespect the fact he's a Spurs fan. It's all right. He's
We can
not-
talk baseball. We can talk basketball. College
Baseball,
basketball.
he's going to rinse you. He knows everything there is to know about. But was it 52 years you were in it?
Feels like it.
But no, come up here. We're in Treetown. Literally, if you look at Treetown, if you're looking at the Treetown system, go up the right-hand side. Keep walking. You've got Buzzing Bar on your right side. Keep past that. And right on this very corner is a big, lovely, large open bar. Come and say hello to Danny. He's a smashing guy. He knows his sport, so make sure you got yourself clued up with any questions you're going to ask him, because he does know his onions. All right, that's it from me and Danny. Thank you so much, my friend. It's been a
Good
pleasure.
deal, Trevor.
I'll put links to Danny's social media down below so you can check that out. Come up. Come and have a beer. Come and say hello. He's a diamond geezer, and you'll have a great laugh with him, honestly. And let's talk about who's won the league more times than each other. We'll leave that one there. All right, that's it from me. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please, as always, remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we bring out a new video. Check out Discord. There's over 10,000 people on it. Danny's very active on there. He tells you what sports he's going to list and all the rest of it, all the things you come up here and watch. So if you are looking for a sports bar, check out this place. Honestly, you won't be disappointed. And that's it from us. Brilliant, my friend. Thank you so much, Lee.
Thanks,
guys,
Trevor.
thanks ever so much for watching. And please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.